Hi guys. So it's not totally ready yet, but I think it's close enough to start showing off my greenhouse. It was a long journey. So let's start back at the beginning. We pretty much always known that we had wanted a greenhouse, especially with a large chunk of property. It just makes sense. We can grow so much food in it. And if you choose a beautiful one, it really brings a lot to the property. For us, the first step was saving up money because these things aren't cheap. We knew we would want a big one. Knowing how these things sort of work, especially with gardening, go bigger because you're always going to need more space. So we had a definite big chunk saved up and we went to check them out. We're lucky that we have within driving distance a large greenhouse supply store with just tons of greenhouses all set up that you can go and walk through, take a look at. It was so fun. It was exactly 1 year ago, pretty much to the day that I'm making this video, that we went and looked at greenhouses for the first time. We brought the family, had lunch afterward. It was pretty fun. I highly recommend it. If you are in my area, check them out. And what I'm gonna call step 3 in the process is a practice greenhouse. I purchased this, oh my gosh, if I can remember, I think it was on Wayfair because I think it was cheaper than Amazon. Just one of those like tarp pop-up greenhouses. And I actually chose a pop-up model because it was easier in my mind, and it actually was. It was really easy to pop up, and when I was done testing it, I popped it back down and gave it away to a friend. So number 3, test it out. Find a cheap one anywhere, maintain it, see if you enjoy it, see if you can use it for a season, and then you'll know. All right, I would say the 4th and final step of purchasing a greenhouse is that last decision. Going back to the greenhouse store, looking at them all again, picking out what you want, making sure that it fits in your budget. What we did was decided to be a little thrifty and used every single dime we had saved for it toward the actual structure itself. We didn't buy anything extra. We didn't pay to have like a pad put down, which I'm not sure if that was the best idea or not, but we saved a lot. So all of our money went into the structure. We got the biggest that we could possibly get.
You know there's no extra money involved,
Okay,
right?
So for us, pulling the trigger and paying in full for our greenhouse was just the beginning of all the hard work. We had no idea how hard it was going to be to get this thing ready for someone else to build. To have a greenhouse built, you need a level space. Well, we thought we've got one, done. No, not done. Even upon a quick glimpse from the greenhouse people, they thought it looked flat. So we were like, great, okay, we'll put some gravel down because that was your suggestion and we'll be good. No, do that like times 10. Multiple like dump trucks full of gravel had to be delivered all summer. It is the summer of gravel for me. It is hot and exhausting, and I did not enjoy shoveling and raking gravel for so long. It was a lot. We finally got the okay, and our space was laser level, literally. Who knew? And so construction could begin. Our team that came to put it together was also local, which is cool. Super nice, and it took forever. In between each step, I just had no idea what all was going to be involved. Part of getting this ground level was raising up the back by 2 to 3 feet. Surprise. So at that point, I had realized that we needed some kind of like concrete wall, right, to level it up. So I figured out how to do that on my own and did some kind of like mortar and concreted these blocks together and somehow built a pretty sturdy structure. And don't worry, the greenhouse is actually anchored into the ground. Our builder built it that way, so even if my little wall erodes, we'll be fine. And finally, Thanksgiving weekend 2022, my greenhouse was done. That took how long? 6 months? Over 6 months, right? That's crazy. We were also dealing with like the overflow of COVID and all of the people who were adding to their yard then, as well as, you know, lots of backups and like delays and things being out of stock and all of that goodness. But yeah, 6 months, crazy, right? So here it is. I've got a greenhouse that's ready to go. It is a little rough around the edges and the inside is super uneven. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. My second in command rooster is out and he's eating my baby grass. Go away, Becky. I see you. Dang it. I think if I throw a shirt that way, it'll scare him. Okay, so it's Thanksgiving and it's getting really cold here in Washington, but it's done and it's ready. And it's rough around the edges, but it's up. So I'm going to bring in as many of these like cloth pots as possible. I highly recommend those if you are looking for a good deal. Amazon has the best deal. If you buy them in like packs of 10 or 20, you get a really good discount. I bring those in and I've got a couple things planted for the winter. They're not going to do that great because, well, it's freezing in here and I don't have any heat sinks yet, but dang it, I got my greenhouse. There it is in the snow, but it's super pretty. Big double doors on the front. And look at the little, I don't know, thingies on the top. It's a big one. I'll show you inside. I'm in the middle and I have the wide angle lens on. This is 32 feet by 34, I think. I can't seem to remember. We purchased it in June. It was just finished 3 days before Thanksgiving. So I forgot the details. It's got like vent things. We have to buy solar openers for the summer. Windows, 2 on each side. So 4 windows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 vents. The roof is like double polycarbonate because it should keep in heat better. And the walls are glass. And eventually I'll get some kind of bed system set up in here. It's been keeping it, if we get a little sun, about 10 degrees warmer than outside. If we don't get any sun, 3 to 5 degrees warmer than outside. So it does get freezing at night in here. 1 full year to get this thing up and ready to roll. And I would say it was absolutely worth it. And stay tuned for more because as you can see, the weather's good again. So I've got a lot more going on. Or hit the follow or the like or subscribe or something because that just gives me incentive to do more. And then I'll show you more. Thanks.